here we're just waiting for her to discover the place-cot. Right now you can see she's actually engaged in a search pattern. We've been doing a lot of scent work. She's a diabetic alert dog in training, so she's defaulting to looking for scent. Give her a minute here and wait for her to discover the cot.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm using a release reward marker, yes, to actually to get her back off of the place when she's on it so that she can find it again and be rewarded. So the intention is actually to get her to come off of it to get the reward, but pretty soon I'm going to start rewarding her in place, rapidly jackpotting her with rewards.
Good. Yes.
Nice job.
So right here, she knows where the food is, but she can't access it this way. There's another way to get the food, and she's going to discover exactly what that way is. She's going to be surprised how quickly she'll learn what she needs to do to access the reward.
Good. Good.
So when I want the dog to stay in a position or continue doing a behavior, I use a different marker. I use the good marker. The good marker tells the dog that what the dog is doing is correct and will lead to rewards. So in the beginning, good is almost always associated with a food reward. Eventually we begin to fade the food on the good marker a bit. We fade it a little bit more and a little bit more until eventually there's rarely food on the good marker. However, in early stages we are charging this marker and making it very valuable. Eventually good will be an indication that the dog is on the right track, and will eventually get the yes release marker, which is highly motivating. So the dog is rewarded with not only praise, toy, or food, or all of the above, they're also released from any obligation. So it's a huge reward for a dog that is maintaining a position or maintaining a behavior in order to acquire that reward.
Good. Yes. Good. 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 Yes. Good. 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 Yes. Good. Good. Good.
Now you'll see I'm about to add the cue just before she goes on the place.
Good. Good.
So in the beginning you want to do this as close to the actual action of the behavior as you can. Ideally just before she jumps on to place or performs some other behavior that you're trying to reshape. And as you progress forward and she starts to make the association between the cue and the behavior, you can start to prompt with the cue earlier. So you'll start to see me doing that toward the end of this session.
Place. Good. Yes. Place. Good. Good. Yes. Place. Good. Good. Good.
So I'm about to cue much earlier here.
Place. Yes. Place. Good. 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 Yes. Place. Good. Yes. Place. Good. Yes. Place. Good. Good. Yes. Place. Good. 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 Yes. Place. Good. Good.
So you'll see her start to offer another behavior here. She's pawing at the place-cot because I am starting to shift to more random reward schedule. Just starting to slightly fade the rewards a little bit, fade the timing of the rewards. And while she's waiting for the food, she's getting impatient and she's actually resorting to her alert for the scent, which is pawing at the scent. And rather than, dissuade her from that behavior, I'm just training here an incompatible behavior. So sort of on the fly, I began to shape the sit through roaring.
Yes. Place. Yes. Yes. Place. Good. 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 Yes. Place. Good. 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 Yes. Place.
Here you're going to see me actually not reward a good marker and just follow it immediately with a yes. So getting to pattern.
Yes.
For her, the idea that good leads to yes.
Place. Sit.
Okay, at this point I feel that she's making some progress here, not needing as much information from me to drop into a sit when she gets onto place, so that's when, for me, that's when I decided to add the cue to sit.
Yes. Place. Good. Sit. Good. Yes.
So here we're going to move the cue up much earlier.
Sit. Good. 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 Good.
And lots of rewards for that.
Place. Good. Good. Sit. Good. Yes. Place. Good. Sit. Good. Yes. Yes. Place.
Good job.
Let's see, where are you going? Where are you going? Get your foot.